So, hello guys. In this, we already talked about the part one, which is about basics of a page. So, this video is about anatomy of APIs. I will give the basic definition of what API is once again, and after that, I will go further into the anatomy of web APIs. So, so obviously, API means application programming interfaces, which is the technologies that facilitates communicates between the separate applications. Um, let's say if you want to make a, let's say if you are a developer, you want to make a rider sharing app, which likes Uber and Rapido app. You need to, uh, well, driver need to navigate to the you navigate to the cities, so you need to make a map in your applications, and obviously you need to communicate between the user and the driver. Yeah, obviously you need to SMS function also, and you in the eventually you want revenue, so you will make payments, so you need also payment gateway function also. So now developers don't specialize each and every aspect of this application. So developers can easily use Google Map API to use Google Maps in our applications, and Google developers can use TVLO APIs, which is gives SMS functions, and developer can use Razorpay or Stripe to get payment processing. So the basic concept of API is API don't want to APIs allows communication between separate applications, which makes easy to create developers a whole new application which combined. So now instead of specializing each and every expert, the developers don't want to specialize anything. So developer can leverage this kind of APIs like Google API, Twilio APIs, and what is that? A Stripe API. Developer can easily leverage this kind of APIs to make a whole new application. So this is a basic concept of API. So I want to once again remember you. So let's get into the topic, the anatomy of web APIs. So anatomy of web APIs, which means the basic structure of web APIs. Like web applications, web APIs relies on HTTPs to facilitate a client-server relationship between the host of the API, which means the provider, and a person who making the API request, the consumer. When customer request a resource from your providers, the request passes through an API gateway, which is using like a BAF in API. So it is an API management component that acts as a entry point to a web application. So there is something called exist in API gateway. So uh, I just want to know to you. So what is REST API anatomy? REST API means representational state transfer, which is the meaning of REST. Is a set of architectural constraints like uniform interfaces. I will go further into in deep about the constraints. Constraint for the applications that communicates by using HTTP method, which is get, post, put, delete to make code. Code means create, read, update, and delete. So this is what I am saying. REST APIs primarily use HTTP methods like this kind of methods to accomplish the good. REST API have many kinds of constraints, but I will talk about only 5. This is more than enough to learn about the REST API. So first one was uniform interface. So what is the meaning of uniform interface? The REST API in REST API should have uniform interface. In other words, the request client device should not matter. It can be web application, it can be IoT device, it can be mobile applications. All the requests all the be able to access server in same way. Can be anything, but the access to the server is in the same way. It doesn't any differentiate between the API or IoT or mobile application. Like second one was client and server. REST API should have the client and server architectures. So what is the meaning of client and server architectures? The client is the consumers or the consumers who requesting informations, and the server are the providers who provide the informations. And the third one was stateless. So what is the meaning of stateless communications and stateful communications? Stateful communication means when you request something an endpoint, the browser or server like saves your it saves your identity, so you don't want to enter your credentials in every time you accessing that. So that is the stateful communications. But stateless means you need to give any proof or credentials or some authorization letters whenever you access the whenever you send the request to the server. So server needs your credentials authentications in each and every request. It doesn't stores like kind of cookies, like kind of local storage. So it is thought each request is the first one received by the server. So next one was catchable. So response from the REST API providers should indicate whether is the response is catchable. So as you know, catching is a method to increase request throughput by storing the common requests data from the client server or server cache. So whenever you make a request, the server which will check if there is a request stored in your local storage, which is also local storage, and it doesn't have, then it goes to the server, then checks the information is already you have already requested or not. Even the even in the server didn't have the information, then the the request goes to the database servers to request to retrieve the information that you need that you requested. So this is the catchable constraint in REST API. And that last and final one I'm telling, layered system. Layered system means the client should be able to request data from endpoint without knowing about underlying the server architecture. Layered system means the consumer, the client, which is the consumers. Consumers can easily retrieve data without knowing the server architecture. So this is called the layered system. So yeah, this is a constraint in this REST API. So this is the REST API concept. When you get survey the get request, you will get the JSON response like survey ID, score, message, and response. So this is a basic example of REST API. So after the next subtopic was authorization. Authorization address is used to pass token or credentials to the API providers. The format of these headers is authorizations. As you can see, the like authorization, bearer headers, this kind of tokens. So these are different authentication tokens like using the base history for the JWT, this kind of tokens, which is the credentials to requesting information from the uh, provider API providers. So this is the authorization headers, and the content type was, as you know already about the content type. Content type is headers used to indicate the type of media is transcribed, transferred, being transferred. So it can application slash JSON, application plain text, and WWURL encoded, this kind of content types. And after you might have seen before this kind of middle X headers like X response time, X get limit. You often see this kind of headers when you are trying to. The X response time is a time that the server given the information to you, and the X get limit is you will often find this kind of uh, headers when you try to um, log in brute force any brute force attacks. In this endpoints, you may see the X get limit headers. So this is the autonomy of REST API. Let's get into the GraphQL API autonomy. So what is the GraphQL? Uh, as you already know about the REST API, if you want to get user personal information, you just need to like into REST API. REST API, you need to if you want user session ID, you can go to the user session. If you go to this endpoint, you will get the session ID of this user. If you want the order history, order transactions, you will need to go get uh, orders sections ab slash ab slash. So if you in REST API, if you want session ID, you need to go and this kind of endpoint. If you want order transaction ID, you need to go different endpoint. So if you want to use the pay to informations like username, name, and ID and email and profile URL, you need to obviously you need to go get a paste slash user. So this is the endpoint you need to go if you want your user personal information. So in REST API, you need to go in REST API, you need to go the different kind of endpoint. So like different kind of path directories to get the for the specified information that you need. But in GraphQL, we don't want to gather this kind of endpoints to we want to get exact information that you need. We can access exact informations by using single endpoint. So this is the main plus point of the GraphQL API. So that's why most of the applications using this GraphQL APIs in the world of REST API. So once again, I am repeating the concept of this. So since REST API after resource based, typically instant like when consumers need to make several requests in order to get all the data they need. But on the other hand, if your consumers only need specific value from the API providers, the consumer will need to filter the access data. With GraphQL, a consumer can use a single request to get exact data they want. So this is the main main uses of GraphQL APIs. I hope you understand about the GraphQL API. So this guy. Let's get into the anatomy. So for example, I want to give some examples to make it more practical. So yeah, I think you can see this. So yeah, yeah. So this is a basic GraphQL. The endpoint is countries, flavors. So just I just give the query which is country data. I want to name only. So I play that. I send this request. See data countries. I get the country's name like United Arab, Afghanistan, Albania, Angola, this kind of stuff. So if I want to the capital of these names, what should I do? I want to go to the slash capital, like just like SJP. Don't. No, you are in the gap call. So you can retrieve any kind of data in a single endpoint. So I just enter the capital, just send the request. Let see, you can see the capital of these countries are showed in the response. So this is a specialty of GraphQL. So you can access each exact informations in a single endpoint. You don't want to go to the another endpoints. You can use a single endpoint to get all informations that you need. So I want to the flag emoji also. I just enter in the same request. As you can see, the response contains the emojis, the flags of these countries. So this is the basic uh, request of GraphQL. So I hope it's very understandable to know about the GraphQL API. So next, and this is also stateless communication. So GraphQL also stateless communications. So API authentications by using the host token headers like authorization, bearer tokens, and XAPI, and it can be anything. You already know about the JSON web tokens, which is the JWT tokens is commonly used for API token based authentications. Is like the API consumer authenticated to the API providers by using the username and password. Then the providers generates JWT tokens and send it to the consumers, which is the client ours, and the consumers adds the given JW token in each and every request to authorized in all API request. So this is a concept of JW token. And after, as you already know about the worth token also, worth 2.0 and worth, it's all same kind of stuff. So let's say, so what is the meaning of auth? Let's say you have the meta, you are using the meta applications like Facebook and Instagram. You can usually usually authorize Facebook to the Instagram. So whenever you post Instagram post stories, the stories and the post also posted in your Facebook account also, which like you want to give authorization by using a API tokens. It's sent to API tokens from your Facebook to Instagram. Then Instagram authorize your Facebook token without using without using your username and password. This is the safest method you can authorize your service to service communications. So this is the concept of OAuth 2.0. And yeah, here the so we are in the end of this video. So this is the basic autonomy of APIs. So I hope this video is helpful to get gather knowledge about the API stuff. So from this in this I think in part 4 also, in in the next part 3 and part 4, this is also going to be basic stuffs. uh, uh, After that part 5 is going to be in depth, like hunting vulnerabilities in the API. So before going to main concept, you just want to know about the basic stuff. So without basic, you will get yeah, stuck point, but then you can't hunt anything. So know the basics of every vulnerabilities. So if you want to learn particular vulnerabilities, just learn the basic stuffs only. So after that, you gain some experience, then you can do your own research and you can find your own new vulnerabilities by using the basic stuff. So basic is very important before hunting the vulnerabilities. So before entering the core concept, just learn basics. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video.